The age-old question. What makes a good detective game? I myself am attempting to create one. Many games in this genre attempt it and most fail. You see, most detective games are doomed from the start. They don't put enough control in the player's hands. So, what makes a good detective game? Well, let me give you an example. With the best detective game ever made. Return of the Obra Dinn is a video game by Lucas Pope. In Return of the Obra Dinn, you play as an insurance inspector. Thrilling, I know. And the Obra Dinn, a merchant ship, has reappeared after 5 years. You're tasked with identifying 60 crew members and piecing together their fates. Equipped with a magic pocket watch, you can rewind to the moment of a character's death. Now, you may be thinking, whoa, that would make the game really easy. Of course, anybody can figure out this man has been shot. But now, tell me who this man is. Return of the Obra Dinn is the best detective game I've ever played, and for one big reason: player freedom. In Obra Dinn there aren't really any mechanics. You can walk, open doors, write down names in your cute little book, and see the last moment before a crew member dies. Other than that, it's just what you, the player, perceive. The game doesn't force any questions down your throat, or tell you when you've learnt something valuable. It also doesn't care how long you take. And as there's 60 crew members that you have to identify, you can't really brute force your way through the game, most of the time. Obra Dinn tells you when you get 3 crew members, which means by the end of the game, when you only have a bunch left, you can do a bit of guesswork. I still think the system works though and is necessary with a game like Obra Dinn, just due to the sheer amount of people you have to identify. In my game, I plan to have no way to brute force to the correct answer. I've basically decided to strip back and simplify Obra Dinn's formula. You play as a detective who has completely lost his memory. In the game, you'll switch between the detective's house in the present and his fake memory of a large mansion where 10 murders took place. The mansion is basically used to find clues and evidence, and the detective's house is used to review that evidence and actually solve the murders. There'll be no identifying people, just matching murdered to murderers, and also identifying the weapon and method used. In lots of detective games, the way you communicate with the game about who the killer is will often give a lot away. Games will often ask questions, which can lead the player in a direction they weren't originally going in. Some games just give the player 4 different options. The worst offenders of these will even let you progress till you got the correct answer. To combat this, I've created this physical detective board where the players will connect murders with victims, and victims with murders. Creating this board was very frustrating. I'm sorry. I'm about to go into a Unity rant. Basically, people are connected with others using a line renderer, which is created as a child object of the original object clicked. If you click on the line, it will be removed, and the issue I had is that there's no mesh on a line renderer. This meant I had to create one manually, but when creating a mesh from a line renderer, the mesh will be created in local space, while the line renderer is created in world space. So I had to translate all the points from local to world, which took me ages to figure out, and you also shouldn't be able to click on the same person twice, go back online, be killed by more than one weapon, or by more than one person. I also then had to put all the data in this to be stored so the game knows what the hell's going on. Look, I'm not very smart, so this all took me a while. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, I think this is quite a unique way of inputting murders. The only thing is it might get a little confusing, so I might make it so you can move the suspects and weapon images around the board. Right now, I'm about a month into development. Most of the main mechanics are done. Like Obra Dinn, there aren't many. The player can interact with the detective board, pick up items, open drawers, and make funny comments about the dead people you find. To be honest though, I've spent more time just planning out the backstory. I not only need to create a story which includes all the characters and relationships they have with each other, I need to plan out all 10 murders and who commits them. Each that will have their own intricate thought out clues. Hard enough that the game will be a challenge, but not too hard. Unfortunately, the detective won't be equipped with a magic stopwatch. My game will have a more classic detective feel. You'll be inspecting dead bodies, searching through drawers and cupboards for letters and other clues, finding keys to lock doors, and just classic detective work. I would say I'm about 20% done with the writing. I've figured out all the major moments and key story beats. It's just the parts in between I'm finding quite tough right now. Anywho, that's a quick rundown on how I'm going about creating a detective game. It's called Memory of Murder, and I probably won't have an update about the project for a while, as it's hard to talk about without spoiling anything. And I may have started another project on the side, but I'll talk about that another day. Anyway, see you later, bye.